everyone and welcome back to a brand new tutorial on custom NPCs. Wow, amazing! Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching and let's hop straight into it. So everyone, welcome back to a brand new Minecraft video. I'm here again in the HQ. We're actually back in Netherlands to film this. This was occupied by Sergeant Lancaster and his team. And I decided, you know what, this is the best place to do our tutorial for custom NPCs, and I have received a lot, and I mean a lot of comments on how to use custom NPCs properly. And in today's video, I will be teaching you how to use each aspect, which includes the wand, the cloner, and the pather. Now, obviously, we're going to start off with the wand because that's the most used tool during the creation of custom NPCs. And let's get straight into it. So, these are the three tools you're going to need: the wand, the cloner, and the pather. And what you do is you get the wand, and you right click the floor, and it spawns a new NPC. Now you get this interface, but you can just close this for now if we click the X at the top. And here we have Neve, I think that's how you pronounce it, I'm not sure. And yeah, this is the first NPC. Now, they're not really doing much, they're kind of just staring at the floor. So we're going to give it a few... We're going to make him do a few things, and we're going to give him some armor first of all. So if we go to our creative tab, let's find some American armor to put on him. We get the support helmet. Let's get a brown support chest. We'll put on American sniper pants. We'll put frog skin on, and we'll put the American boots on. Now, if we put this armor on him now, it'll come up as brown. Now this is an issue with Flans mod. I'm not sure if they fixed this in 1.8, but as you can see, it's completely brown. And this isn't what we want at all. We want it to be green, like it's meant to be. And to do that, we're going to take this armor back. We're going to open our creative inventory. We're going to get bone meal and a crafting table. Now if we put this crafting table down, a bit like dyeing leather armor, you put the bone meal in, you put the American boots in, and as you can see, it sort of dyes them. And we're going to do this for every chest piece. We're going to do this for the helmet as well. Oh, whoops. I took out the wrong thing there. So now we have all the pieces of armor we need. Now, if we right click him now, we go to the inventory tab, which is where all his items and stuff are held. And we put the armor on now. As you can see, it appears green like it's supposed to. Now, I'm not sure why this happens. I think it's just because it's a bit like leather armor. It kind of shows up as brown to begin with, and you have to dye it to what you want it to be. I think that's kind of the same issue here with this kind of armor. So anyway, let's go ahead and let's turn this guy into a sergeant, shall we? Now to do that, we just change the name. It's quite simple, really. Sergeant Edmund. You could do that. Or if you want to be more fancy, you can remove the sergeant from here, and you can place it here. And what that does is it adds the sergeant underneath their name, which I think is pretty cool. And you could change his size using this one, but we're not really going to change their size. As you can see, he's massive now. We don't really need to change their sizes at all. We could change his skin as well. We could use a URL, we could use a texture, or we could use a player. So if I go to player and I use, let's for instance use General Keinsicht. Hopefully it'll come up. I'm not sure if it will come up. Maybe I wrote that wrong. Nah. Here, let's try Madman. Sometimes it gets a bit glitchy and doesn't work. Nah, it's not really working. Oh well. We could use a texture instead. Now, custom NPCs does come with all these really cool textures, but we do actually have a few of our own. If I still have these, yeah, we do. So here's some textures I added for different NPCs and stuff. Like there's the old man Otis, the guy I ran his flowers over, and I believe this is Lieutenant Jackson in normal form. Not sure. Here's Lieutenant Jackson. And here's just a guy in a suit. So let's use this guy in a suit. And there, now he has a skin, now he has armor, now he has a name. And we are going to go ahead and give him a weapon, which is actually quite simple. You just get an M1 carbine, for instance. This is the most common weapon I use for my custom NPCs. And we go to inventory, and you put it in this slot here with the sword. Or you can put it in this one. I think this is for like a shield. But they're both basically the same. I mean, they both work. And then for the arrow, now lots of people think this is where you put the ammunition clip for the M1 carbine, but sadly that's not how it works. I originally thought when using this you put the M1 carbine in the arrow slot, but that's actually the type of bullet it fires, not the actual. It doesn't consume any of the ammunition from this because it's not made for Flans mod basically. So what we need to do is we need to actually get a bullet item, and let's use we'll use a black bullet for this, and we'll go to inventory and we put the bullet in there. And now that means when he fires, he'll fire the little equivalents of this black bullet basically. And if we put this M1 carbine in, he'd end up firing M1 carbine magazines, which, you know, wouldn't really make sense. Alright guys, now that we have the basics set up for our NPC, we're actually going to make him shoot the weapon now. Or technically he already knows how to shoot. Seeing, as soon as we put the bullet in there and we put the carbine, I think the NPC automatically knows, right, that's me got a gun or a weapon that could shoot something. And yeah, whenever he gets attacked, he'll probably shoot projectiles at them. Now we're going to actually make it so we're going to customize the range of the bullet, and we're going to customize the sound. We're going to go to stats, ranged options, and here we could change the accuracy, we could change how far you can shoot, the delay between shots, how many bullets are shot, the time between bullets shot, the burst count is how many bullets are shot at one time, I believe. Oh no, that's shot count, sorry. That's kind of like if you want a shotgun, you'd set it to 10. Or 8 probably, 10's a bit overpowered. Now we have the burst count, which is kind of like, if I had, for instance, a Thompson, it would be like, and that's about 5 burst count. Now we're just going to set it to 1 because he's using a carbine, which is which isn't automatic, it's semi-auto. Okay, so now for the sound effect, this is the cool part, because we could use any sound we want. But we're going to go to Flansmod and we're going to find the M1 carbine sound. Now this should all be available in the Heroes and Generals mod pack, which is the World War II mod pack you can get in the description. Here we have the Garand. It's pretty cool. But we don't need that, we need the carbine. So there, now we have a carbine. And because these are Americans, sometimes I like to up the accuracy. Especially in terms of when I'm filming a video. So now he has 80% range, so he'll hit 80% of his targets, I believe. And what else do we need to do? You can go into projectile type, which is where you can change the power of the bullet, you can change how fast it goes. Usually I set this to 20 or 25 because that makes it quite fast. I usually turn off gravity. The size usually 3. So now, yeah, I think that's us set. We have an Edmund Sergeant, and now we can set up an enemy. Now this is going to be fun. So let's get ourselves some German uniform. Let's get some pants, let's get some boots. And we'll clone this. Now this is where we're going to use the cloner for the first time on Edmund here. As you can see, if I place the cloner, I already have a bunch of cloned people. So like for instance, if I clone in British Soldier and I spawn it, as you can see a British Soldier actually appears. And he has all these preset stuff, you know, British Soldier, he has the skin, all the AI, etc. So we'll delete him. And we're going to clone Edmund. And we're going to put him in tab. Let's put him in tab 8. Actually, let's put him in tab 4. Now, as you can see, when I clone him, I can put him client side or I can clone him server side. And if I clone him server side, that means everyone else on the server who has the cloning tool can also clone them, which I think is pretty cool. But we're only going to do it client side because we don't want anyone cloning Edmund. So there we go. Now he's cloned. So if we right click the floor with the cloner, we go to tab 4. We have Edmund, and we can clone him. There we go. Now we can set up an enemy using Edmund. And we can delete this one because you don't really need him. Well, I mean, technically we didn't have to clone him at all. And we can make this guy Hans, and we can have him be a commander. And we'll make him an enemy. So here's Hans, he's a commander. We'll change his weapon to an MP40. Oh, whoops. MP40. We'll give him the MP40, just like we gave Edmund the carbine. And we'll change his armor as well. And like this armor, if we want to add the German armor, we have to use bone meal again. Now here's something quite cool actually that I want to show you guys that I recently discovered. If we get green dye, I think green dye's good. Actually, cactus green's probably better. If we get the cactus green dye, we put the German clothes in. Let's hope this works actually, because I haven't really tested it too much. But hopefully, this will make the armor green, which I think is kind of cool if we want foresty armor on the players instead of normal armor. Yeah, look at that! Oh my goodness, that's actually amazing. I should start using this in my videos more often. Let's get the coat. because we haven't gotten the coat yet, so we'll put that in with cactus green. There we go. And we'll put the coat on. So there we have a sort of forest-esque soldier. We can change his texture as well. And we'll give him... Oh, there's General Keinsicht. I love how his texture is called Boo Scary. Anyway, we're going to go with this guy. And now we have a German. And we can also change his sound, his gun sound, to an MP40. Sounds amazing. All these gun sounds sound really cool. And they're all available on the mod pack if you guys download it, remember, in the description. And let's change his... We're going to change his faction. And what this means is if he's in a different faction, that means he'll attack other players like Edmund, who we just cloned earlier. And they'll have a brawl, basically. So we go to Advanced, we go to Factions, and we select Aggressive. Now, sadly, as you can see, if we place him, and then we place Edmund, they won't actually fight each other yet. And that is because Edmund and Hans haven't been set to attack hostile factions. So if we set that to yes, that means he will attack other players from other hostile factions within the vicinity. Sorry, I can't speak today. Anyway, so if we select defense faction members, it should say defend faction members. I don't know why it's misspelt or mispronounced. But if we set this to yes, that means if other faction members are attacked near him, he can be noted of where the enemy is that are attacking them, and he can attack them in return. So, we're going to copy Hans, we're going to put him in tab 4, we're going to delete him, so that they don't fight until I've set it to Edmund. We go to Edmund, Advanced, Factions, we'll do the same thing. Attack hostile factions, yes. Now let's make sure that these two factions are actually hostile, and to do that we're going to go to Global. This is like the global settings for every single NPC, basically. Factions, Aggressive. As you can see, friendly is set to hostile, and if this doesn't have it selected, you might want to select it, otherwise they won't actually fight each other. Now, let's save Edmund again, and now we can have a fight between Edmund and Hans. I'm going to turn my volume down a bit in case this is a bit loud. Now I think Hans does have the upper hand. Actually no, he doesn't, because we didn't set the... Let's see if they fight each other. I think I do have NPC... Oh, I just placed another one. Ah, here we go, unfreeze. As you can see, they're actually fighting each other now. Kind of. Oh god, these two guys have decided to start fighting him as well. Okay, he's dead now. Now, as you can see, his body is still on the floor. Now, this is something else we'll have to fix. So, if I delete Hans, and I delete Edmund, and then we're going to place Hans down again. This is something I always forget to do. Oh god. Here, let me freeze NPCs. Okay, so we're going to clone him. We're going to clone Hans. We're going to go to his inventory. We're going to go to, I think it's AI? No, it's not AI. You go to stats, sorry. And then you see here it says respawn. You're going to change this to no. This means he doesn't respawn. And we're going to also make sure this is no as well. This is naturally despawning. We don't want him to despawn. What this means is when I kill him, his body will just completely vanish. It'll just go poof and just go away. Now we're going to go to stats and change his health to 5. This is what I usually do for the enemy, because it kind of adds to the... makes the missions a bit easier. Because when I die in the series, obviously, it's a bit unrealistic. So let's place down a bunch of Hanses now, and let's see how they do in a fight against Edmund. Now, usually we do change the textures of all the Germans, or we accidentally forget to change them and they're all Steves, which is kind of weird. But yeah, all right. So if we come out of, we unfreeze. I can see they all start fighting each other. Now they're having like a war. Oh wow, they killed them instantly. Easy. So that's basically how you do it. Now if we, oh, I didn't mean to place another one. If we freeze again, we're gonna change Hans. That his gun shoots automatic, so it's like a burst basically. So we're gonna go back to stats, ranged options, and we'll change the burst count to about 8. I will change the fire rate to 2, I think. I think 2 should be fine. And we'll make him, also this is really cool, you can make it so they aim whilst they shoot, so if you select yes on that, that'll be really good. Now let's change his health to something like 500, just so we can see how it works out. Right, unfreeze. As you can see, he's actually shooting his gun now like a machine gun. He's taking a very large pause between shooting, but we can actually fix that as well. So if I freeze all the NPCs, and let's delete this piece of barbed wire real quick. and we go back into hands, and we go to stats, ranged options, we can actually change the delay. And what we're going to do is we're going to make this 5, and we're going to make this 10. And what that means is he'll start shooting. The time between him shooting will decrease, basically. You'll notice what. You'll see what I mean. Oh, actually, I don't want to go out of game mode, otherwise he'll start shooting me. Hopefully that means he starts shooting back, I think. Oh. Okay, that's very strange. He doesn't appear to be shooting anymore. I think it's because he's too far away. And what we can do to increase that is we can increase the range, the aggro range, to 32. And hopefully, I think that means he... Actually, no, we don't. We increase the ranged options. The ranged range, we increase this to 32, and that means he can shoot from a much further distance. So if we unfreeze, as you can see, he's actually starting to shoot them a bit more now. Oh, he killed one. Edmund's pushing up. Come on. Come on, Hans, you got this. I believe in you. I mean, you do have, what, 500 health? Oh. Oh. Oh god, he killed another one. Alright, looks like Hans is winning this battle. We did give him 500 health, I think it was. Yeah, it was 500. So, let's freeze them all again. And I'm wondering if there's anything else I need to show off, actually. Oh, I know what we need to show off. We need to show off the voices. Now, you may also know in these videos, in the videos that I make, that I also have voices. I make it so they shout. And what we do to do this is we right-click the NPC, we go to Advanced, Sounds, and then we have the living sound. Now we don't want to change the living sound, we want them to be silent until we actually attack them. What happens is when we attack them, they go angry. So what we're going to do is in the angry, we're going to go Select Sound, BFF, which is Block Front Factions, and then we find the Nazi, and we find Attack. You see they have all these different sort of gestures, so we're going to do that. Now for the hurt sound, we can actually select BFF, hurt, as you can see there. And we'll do the same for death sound. I could just copy and paste this over though using Control-C and Control-V. There we go. Nice. So what this means is, if we close that now, unfreeze, hopefully, yeah, there we go, now we have sounds. Oh! Oh. Nice, good job, Hans. I mean, you are the enemy, but oh, they're still fighting. Let's freeze them. So, this is basically how easy it is to make a Nazi. Or an NPC, sorry, not just a Nazi. That's how easy it is to make any Nazi. Oh, I just said it again! I mean NPC. Now, for Edmund, we can also do the same. We can go to Advanced Sounds. Oh, whoops. We'll go to Angry Sounds. BFF. Now we have American Attack. I need covering fire! I need covering fire! And we can just copy this to all of these. Actually, no, we want this one to be normal. There we go. So now, unfreeze. Hopefully he'll start making sounds as well. If we're lucky. It can take some time for them to talk though. Come on, Edmund, say something. I don't think he's saying anything. That's kind of strange. Usually they talk. Did I set up wrong? Oh, it's definitely angry. Let's set them to living. Maybe that'll help. And we'll delete Hans for now. See if he says anything. And if not, I'll have to try and fix that, I guess. Oh, there we go. Awesome. So that's basically how you set them up so they can talk. Well, not really talk. They just... It's pre-made gestures. Enemy ahead! Nice, Edmund. Oh, there's 2 Edmunds now. I guess you're twins. Let's delete one of you. Rip in peace. I'm sorry. Anyway, okay, what do we need to do now? How about I show you guys how to do dialogues? Actually, that's a good thing. Now, for this, we're going to use a British soldier. Let's use Commander Fred again, because he did have a pretty cool dialogue last time. And what we're going to do is we're going to... Oh, I need to show you how to make them followers as well. I'll do that after dialogues, I guess. Right. So, setting up dialogue, we're going to go back to the Globals tab. And we're going to click Dialogues. Now, usually, depending on the episode I'm doing, as you can see here, we have episode 28 and we have episode 33. Let's say this is episode 104, for instance. And what that does is that's a new category. And what we do is we click on 104, episode 104, and we go to Dialogues. Now, in here we could place the dialogues. Now, for the first dialogue, we're going to call this Finally. What I usually do is I call them names of what the players, what the NPCs say their first time. Actually, we'll just name this Dialogue 1. Now, if we go to dialogue text, we can actually place something like, finally, hey Scotty, thanks for arriving. Can you take my men, blah 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 blah, sends me on a mission. And then I get shot at. Anyway, so that's the dialogue text set. Now we have availability options. And what you could do is you can make these have different dialogues, but I think I'll do that in another video. That's quite advanced. Faction options, that's in case you want anything to do with factions. Dialogue options. So advanced, I could do like, yes sir! And what that does is we set that to green, and that's like accept objective. Let's put that. And then what this does is you can make it to a command block, a dialogue. You can make it so it gives you a role. Let's just make it close, for instance. There we go. So now if we right click him, oh no, we have to actually assign it to the NPC. And to do this, we go to Advanced, Dialogues, and then here we have the different options. We'll add Select Option, Episode 104, and Dialogue 1. And now, if we right click, it'll come up, and it'll say, hey, Commander Fred, hey, finally Scotty. Thanks for arriving, can you take my men, blah 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 blah, whatever I wrote. And here we have Accept Objective, which is the one option we added, and if I click that, it just closes. Now, I'm going to show you guys how to set up a following NPC, or an NPC that follows you. So we're going to make a new NPC, Honf apparently is his name. That's quite an embarrassing name. And we're going to right click him with the wand, we're going to go to Advanced, and we're going to set his role to Follower. And what this means is that if we right click him, he won't really have anything yet, we need to set that up. Let's give ourselves some dirt blocks, and this is what you're going to use to buy days for the follower. So if we go to the follower, if we go to Advanced, then we click Edit. Thank you for hiring me. We can remove these, we don't really need them. But those are just the messages that show up basically. And for here, we're going to put the dirt block. I'm going to make sure I have dirt blocks still. And we set this to like, I don't know, 999999. And then that means that if we right click him, we can hire him for 99 million days, I believe. 999 million days, and we just give him dirt. And we click hire. And, oh, I think it's 1 dirt actually. Yeah, there we go. So now I've hired him, and he'll follow me. Yay! Okay, now what I usually do is if I want NPCs to follow me forever, I clone them, so we can save him. If we go to tab 4, we can actually place tons of Honfs. We can have an army of Honfs, guys. We can make them all follow me. The Honf army. Alright, guys. Alright, let's delete you. That's basically how you make them follow you. Oh, I almost deleted Edmund. Well, I guess technically we don't need Edmund right now. We also need to use the Pather. Now, to use the Pather, this is like setting waypoints, aka where the NPC walks. So we're gonna spawn in Edmund again. We're gonna click him with the wand. We're gonna go to Advanced, and we're gonna set. Oh no, we're gonna go to AI, Movements. We'll click the Edit button, and then Movement Type. We'll set that to Moving Path. What that means is he'll move on a path if we give him one. Now walk speed, this is quite fast. This is kind of like almost running speed, so we're gonna set this to 3 instead of 5. Movement we can make is looping. There's backtracking, which basically means he goes back the way he comes. Looping just means he goes around in a circle, basically. We can make it so he pauses, we can make it so he stops when he's interacting with anyone, or any other NPCs, but we don't want that to happen at the moment. And that means now, he will move on a path, now that we set all these attributes. So if we right click him with the NPC Pather, he'll come up with this. We don't really need this right now, so we just press escape and it closes. And now if we right click somewhere, he will move on a path going in a circle. As you can see, he's kind of just slowly making his way around. And he goes to each waypoint that you set, and if you want to remove a waypoint or anything, you just right click him and then you can click on one of these and delete it. So we could delete the first one if we want. We can make him go faster, so we go to AI, Movement, we set his walk speed to say 10, this will be quite fast I think. Yeah, you can see he's kind of just like sprinting around now. Like Usain Bolt equivalent basically. Alright Edmund, count down man, you're going too fast. There we go. Okay, now he's going really slowly. This is what I do when I set up my sneaking NPCs, if I want to attack them. In fact, I'll show you an example. If we clone, and now we get German Soldier Sneak. right click him with the pather. You can see he goes on a little path. What I usually do is I sneak up behind them, then I hit them, ooh, and they die. And that's basically how it's done. And yeah, I think that's basically everything. I think I've covered everything that I do with custom NPCs for my series. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy. If there is anything I didn't cover, just leave a comment. Ask me a question, and I'll be sure to cover it in the next video. I'll be more than happy to do another custom NPCs tutorial. Anyway guys, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching and goodbye.